What first inspired me to start a business as a Division One athlete is honestly the love for the process of having an idea and seeing it fully be completed into an actual like physical piece or thing. I feel like I was growing up, I was always creating, whether it was making outfits and clothes with my mom or even just like coloring. Like the fact of seeing something start like with an idea, like not even something on pencil and paper, just even an idea in my head and then seeing it finished has always just been so admirable by me. What inspired me to start a business as a Division One athlete is always just the love and just being so intrigued of the idea of there being an original idea and it fully progressing to something that is physical and completed. I think that growing up, I've always just kind of loved that part of like any kind of creative thing that I've done, or even like my mom, she's a big inspiration for me. She was always super creative growing up. I remember she would always sew me like dresses and skirts and a lot of outfits I would wear. So just seeing like her have these ideas and then seeing them fully finished, just I fell in love with. And then even when I got into creative things, whether it was sewing with her or even just painting and stuff, it was just so cool seeing an idea turn into a physical finished piece. And I think that business is one of the biggest forms of that. When launching my business, there was a ton of preparation that went into it. I mean, you gotta think about not only the physical website and the physical pieces themselves, but all the back end stuff, whether it's photo shoots, making graphics for marketing, online stuff. There's so much stuff behind the scenes that people don't really think about while being a consumer. You think about like you're gonna go order something from one of your favorite clothing brands, one of your favorite websites. You go there, you pick it out, pick out the size, put in your credit card information and press order, and then it magically just shows up 10 days later. And then being on the business side of it, you don't really think about all the steps that go into that order being fulfilled. There's so much stuff that I feel like I've honestly just learned, and it's been a whole new world seeing it from the different point of view. And then just in terms of people that have honestly helped me throughout the way, you know, I think that I'm so grateful to have such an amazing support system with my friends, family. They've been so great, especially my teammates and my coaches. Oh my goodness, like almost every single day I think I walk in here and somebody's wearing a Project U hoodie or crew neck, and it just makes me so happy. And then honestly, pretty early on in the process, I've been lucky to have a lot of close friends that are actually in the design business or have their own clothing brand. So they've been so helpful from the early stages of just helping with logistics, or even just if I have questions about like manufacturing or if my pieces look good. They've been so grateful. So I'm honestly just grateful for the people that I've had during this whole process. The typical day in my life managing practice, classes, and managing a business is pretty busy. In the morning, I'm a morning person, so I usually wake up around 6 a.m. My morning time I like to dedicate to get a lot of work done for other stuff that's not classes or my own business. I do it, you know, I kind of work on a lot of like NIL stuff. I film a lot of videos. I respond to a lot of emails. I also do a lot of mentoring with younger athletes, so I'll schedule calls and stuff in the morning. I really value my morning time. Usually get a matcha sometime in the morning as well. And then I have my classes all in the morning, which is nice, kind of knocking that all out. And then practice usually around 1. And then we have our practice and lift block from 1 to about 5 every day. After that, I'll go home, do the school stuff, because, you know, student athlete. So I get all my homework done, all my class stuff done. That usually takes a while. I feel like I usually do that until maybe 8:39, and then my evening I always dedicate to working and managing on my business, whether that's going through orders or working on marketing stuff or planning new drops. I really dedicate my evening to working on Project U. I also think it's something that I look forward to every single day, so I put it in the evening because it's something that at the end of the day I know I'm gonna do and I know I can look forward to throughout the day. Some systems and tools I use to help me stay organized with this busy schedule are a lot of different kinds of apps. One of my favorite apps ever that I always talk about, all my friends know that I use this, it's an app called Noto. It's not really like an agenda app or like a schedule app specifically, but it's kind of like a form of a notes app. It has like these pages, but you can make folders with pages. I absolutely love it. I feel like I've tried different agenda apps, but for me, it doesn't work because I like the idea of I can put everything throughout the day on there and it doesn't just have to be like time blocked, even though everything in there is time blocked, but I can also put like my to-do list kind of mixed in there and different pages. And so like I'll have like my one folder that's my daily stuff, but it will have my to-do list for that day along with my schedule for that day. It's just been super helpful. I honestly schedule out probably every minute of every day. I'm a really schedule-based person. Again, like all my friends that know me know that if they try to grab dinner with me, sometimes I booked out within a week in advance just because I have this big schedule that I really like to follow. But this app also has been super helpful for me because with the different folders, I have a folder specifically used just for Project U stuff, and it's super helpful because I can have different pages in there with ideas for future drops or like finance stuff or people that I want to work with. So that app's been absolutely amazing. I also utilize normal Google Calendars. That's always helpful for future stuff that I want to plan ahead. A lot of my future drops and and like release dates for marketing graphics that I posted on my Project You Instagram, I'll schedule in there, along with the reminders app. I mean, I love a good reminders app because I'll go to my phone screen and something will pop up and it makes me almost have to do it because it's screaming at my face. So those apps are definitely super helpful for me when staying organized. The hardest part about running a business as a student athlete is starting. I really think that starting is the hardest part. It was something that I've always wanted to do, was start a clothing brand, but I always just kept telling myself that it's not the right time, I'm not ready for it, but realistically, there's never gonna be a right time, and I'm never gonna feel fully prepared and ready. There's never a right time, there's never a perfect moment, there's just you and the decision to actually start. That's something that once I got over it, you know, like once I actually got my ideas out and started, it just kind of, everything else came from there. And then while actually running the business, I think that the hardest part for that is really just having, I don't wanna say having time, but almost just always going. And again, like it's one of those things where it's the hardest part while currently running it, but it's also my favorite part because I'm so grateful to be doing it. You know, every single day just being so busy, and there's times where, you know, I'll come home from either a rough game or we're in season always traveling, or you come home from a tough practice and all I want to do is lay down, but I know that I have this business to manage or this homework to get done and then have to manage my business. You know, it's just in the back of the head knowing that you have such high expectations for yourself and such high goals that you want to achieve, and knowing that even if you want to like take a break because it's a rough day, like you know that you kind of have to keep going and keep working on those goals that you have for yourself.